In 1906, widower Henry McCarty and his son Wyatt reside close to Henry's brother-in-law Al on a farm in Oklahoma Territory. Henry finds the owner of the lost horse, Curry, a guy who is almost dead, after Wyatt, and he discovered blood on the saddle. There's a gun next to Curry and a large sack of cash. Henry mounts his horse and leaves the man alone, having had none of it. To treat his wounds, he returns to the farm with the money and the unconscious Curry, but he has a change of heart. Curry, claiming to be a law enforcement officer and the only one alive from a posse pursued by bandits, is questioned by Henry. He begs for assistance in preventing the bandits from obtaining the cash he was able to pilfer from them. Wyatt steals Curry's gun to practice shooting in secret as his father heads into town to get assistance. Curry manages to escape and makes an attempt to reclaim the gun, but Henry shows up out of nowhere and overwhelms him. Henry says he saw 3 individuals looking about the area where he had originally discovered Curry, so he turned around. The 3 arrive at the property looking for Curry. They are escorted by a man named Sam Ketchum and are wearing sheriff's credentials. They assert that Curry is the true outlaw, but when Ketchum starts probing Henry about his own background and identity, Henry becomes suspicious. After a heated exchange, Henry refuses to give up Curry, and the guys depart. Henry and Curry have a talk that evening during which the latter divulges in-depth information on individuals Henry knows, persuading Henry to relax some of his restrictions. Curry describes his observations as a young ranch worker who saw Billy the Kid killed. Dugan, one of Ketchum's men, tries to enter the house covertly in order to shoot Henry from below. Wyatt watches as Henry spots him, pulls a shotgun on Dugan, and strangles the man to death. Ketchum and his group return the following morning. Curry says they shouldn't perish for him, therefore Henry should give up and hand him over. But after holding Al as a prisoner, Ketchum shoots Henry in cold blood when Henry doesn't give up. Henry tells Wyatt to keep your damn head down, you'll be alright, as he enters his room after saving his son from rushing outdoors and getting killed. Curry discovers that Henry is, in reality, Billy the Kid, who staged his own murder with the assistance of a sympathetic Pat Garrett, after Billy the Kid mentioned the same thing to him years prior. After shooting Ketchum in the face, shooting down many soldiers, and sneaking out of his farmhouse through the back door, Henry poses as a surrendering soldier. Henry cuts down the group until Stillwell, the gang's tracker, is the only person left, while Curry and Wyatt repel the other gang members. After throwing his firearms and attempting to use his throwing knife, Henry shoots Stillwell through the eye and then out of his hand. As Ketchum appears and reveals that the gunfire just damaged his cheek, Henry is shot abruptly. When Ketchum runs out of ammunition, the 2 men pursue and exchange gunfire, with Henry using his final round to blow the outlaw's head off. As Henry gets back home, he sees a brand used to identify criminals on Curry's arm as he prepares to bandage the injured man. After shooting Henry in the stomach, Curry confesses that Henry was a law enforcement officer who had betrayed his colleagues so that Ketchum's group could pose as them and take the money. The only reason he was hurt was when he attempted to deceive Ketchum. Curry apologizes, but he admits that he can't help but use the opportunity to be the one who killed Billy the Kid. After hearing everything, Wyatt loads his father's firearm, kills Curry, and stops Curry from finishing Henry. Henry informs Wyatt that it is too late as he tries to assist his father. Henry tells his son in a serious voice that he hopes his son will now find a place for himself after teaching him to be an honest man, but that the world is changing and Henry no longer has any place in it. Beside Wyatt, he passes away. Wyatt departs the farm with the gang's meager belongings, 2 horses, and cash after burying his father close to his mother.